let me tell you something. Look it, man. I've been an Atlanta fan for 45 years.
Late night vibes, we're turning up the heat. T Wil on the mic, can't accept defeat. My ATL sports show, he's running the game. Atlanta Falcons fly high, you know the name. In the heart of the A, where the pride runs deep. From the Braves to the Falcons, he's keeping it real, no sleep. He's got the scoop, every player, every play. Bringing the thunder every single day. T Wil, shining bright on the airwaves, bringing sports tonight. Atlanta heart, with a soul so free. My ATL sports show is the place to be.
Welcome, ATL fans. Welcome to Sippin Tea with T Wil and my co-host, the lovely Miss Una Snipe. Una, how you doing? All well? Everything
I am
okay?
good. I am good. Thank you for asking. I'm out here in this hot 108-degree weather and staying in 70-degree AC.
I don't blame you. I don't blame you one bit. Let me tell you something. It is hot outside. And if you are outside today and that's what you have to do, then please be sure to drink the appropriate
Hydrate.
amount of liquids.
Okay.
And hey, man, be careful and check on yourself. Take care of yourself. Happy 4th to you and to everyone out there, Miss Una. I understand that you got your food prepared early and got that done, got that out the way, right?
I did. Yeah. It's only me and my son, so we just gonna be snacking all night.
Hey, man, nothing wrong with that. I love me some July the 4th vittles. So there's
Yeah,
nothing wrong with the barbecue chicken and ribs and fixes and baked beans and potato salad and all that other stuff that comes along with it. I love it. I can't get enough
That's
of
right.
it. So it is all good. We have a heck of a show for everyone tonight. We're going to be talking about a litany of topics. We'll be talking about All the Queen's Men season 5. It's basically just a catch up, right? Where we are. It's on season 5, episode 5. We talked about that show last week, so we'll give you just a little bit of preview as to what's going on currently in the show.
Okay.
Then we will get to some upcoming TV series and movies that are coming out that everybody might be interested in, could be interested in. One of them is The Worst Neighbor Ever, and that's a docu-series on
Is that on Netflix?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes,
Somebody told me to watch that.
Yeah, and it's produced by Jason Blum, the guy over at Blumhouse.
Yeah.
So, if you like Blumhouse stories, you probably would like this, right? But it's basically 4 separate episodes on beefs in neighborhoods. It just went crazy. It just went
nuts.
Okay?
Right.
So we'll talk about that. We'll talk about Apple TV's Lucky. We'll get into some up and coming movies like Night Nurse, which is kind of a thriller / noir film, and we'll get into that. And then we'll get into the live action adaptation of Moana. And then a topic that I thought was very good, provided by Miss Una, is Jay-Z's 30th anniversary release of Reasonable Doubt at the Target store. At the Target, what you say?
Come on.
Target.
I'm a little torn about that. I'm a little torn.
It's. Let me tell you something. It's it's one of those topics, man. It's very polarizing. So I can see the cons and pros. Can't wait to get into that one. We'll also talk about some trends that we're seeing where a lot of married people are living in separate residences, which, hey, to each his own. I'm not going to criticize anybody, but I don't know that I would do that. But, I thought, why not? Let's talk about it. We'll also be talking about work wives and work husbands and a lot to say about that. Like, you know what? I'll save it for the show, but it's going to be.
We need to.
And then last but not least, we'll be talking about Brandon Sorsby I'll tell you about this guy. So he's a college athlete, Una, and he
Uh-huh.
bet on college football. So he's playing quarterback, I believe, for Indiana, and he bet on Indiana his freshman year. That's a no-no. That's why Pete
No,
Rose is not in the Hall of Fame today. Like, if there's one rule you don't break,
you
okay,
cannot do that.
it's that, right? And so we'll get into that because this guy apparently tried to sue his way back in, claiming that he had a gambling addiction. So we'll get into all of that. But hey, that's our show. Super excited.
Yeah.
So yeah, man, let's get into it. And again, super excited about it. Let's go to All the Queen's Men. So you and I talked about All the Queen's Men last
Yes.
show.
Yes.
It's a Tyler Perry show. It's an
Yes.
interesting show. It's basically about a young lady named Madam who was a queen pin, okay, and she owns a nightclub or a stripper club.
Yes.
Where all the folks can go to see the male strippers.
Right.
But she really is a crime boss. Okay,
Right.
she's a crime lord, and so the show is all about that, right? And so season 4 finale, just to wrap it up, Madam was acquitted in court. She beat some charges. She beat the charges. Renee, which is one of the people coming against her, was fatally stabbed. Or I'm sorry about that. Renee, which is a stalker who was sleeping with one of the characters. By the way, there's a lot of that hanky panky
going on.
A lot of hanky panky going on the show. Okay, but Renee, one of the characters who was sleeping with one of the strippers midnight, I guess she caught feelings, and she wasn't going to let him go, Una, and so she stabbed him. Okay, Amp, who is Madam, the main character played by Eva Marcel, her nephew, met his mother, who came back. She abandoned him when he went to prison a long time ago, and he discovers her true motives. Blue, who is, I guess you could say, Madam's right-hand man or woman, right-hand woman, made a deadly loyalty choice, so she killed somebody that was close to her for the sake of the team, so to speak. And the finale ended with Madam getting shot and bleeding out. So it was kind of like a Who Shot JR thing back in the day. You remember Dallas?
Yes.
Remember Dallas?
Course.
Like,
we did not figure that out for eons.
Yeah, my grandmother loved Dallas. My
like
mom not so much. My mom wasn't a big soap opera person. I love that. Oh, I like Dynasty with with Joan Collins, right?
Yes.
That was with Joan Collins. Yeah, I'm not gonna lie, Una. I was kind of in love with Joan Collins in the 80s.
No, you wasn't. Did you read any of her books? You know she was a writer. No, her sister. Her sister was a writer.
No, I didn't. But I was in love with her. Let's just put it. We'll leave that right there. But just suffice to say, whenever she came on the screen, it didn't matter what she said. I was just like,
you don't care if she was fighting anybody. You don't care about none of that.
I didn't care. I was a teenage boy. Well, you know what I mean? What am I gonna do? But anyway, so we started season 5. Episode's called I See Dead People. And Madam is hospitalized, comatose. Detective Davis investigates the shooting. James scrambles to protect his daughter. And Madam has a vision of her late sister, Carla, urging her to fight. Okay? The title of that episode, I See Dead People. In episode 2, They Not Like Us, Blue and Tommy, they're basically her henchmen. Okay? Blue is a female, but she's done some time in Afghanistan. Probably was some sort of special forces. You get the feel she's a special forces person. Yeah. And Tommy just likes to kill people, but they push harder to identify the shooter. Amp wrestles with secrets involving a character named Dime, and Dime is also a young lady that works at the club, and Dime is pregnant. Okay, and he's wrestling with, should he say anything to her, because she hasn't. I'm sorry, she's pregnant by him. I should do a better job.
Oh, okay, yeah. I need to know who she's pregnant by. We got a crime to solve.
Right, but he's wrestling with the fact of, should he broach the conversation with her, right? So episode 3 pop out and show him El Fuego, who is another dancer. All these dancers. El Fuego, who's another dancer, takes a big risk to stop a brewing turf war threatening the club. Miss Tandy, who is the mayor, okay. And you'll recognize Miss Tandy, Una. She's I believe she was a VJ back in the day. She's been very involved in V103, but you'll recognize her. I forget her name in real life, but she's discovered that she's been betrayed. She's also, doing the hanky panky with the dancers. Right. Like I say, there's a lot of hanky panky going on the show. Okay, you do the hanky panky and no, that's the hokey pokey. Anyway,
right.
Episode 4, Doc faces a dangerous doxing threat. A recovering madam reasserts control over a shaky business partner. And episode 5 basically gets into, madam's going off on everybody because they haven't found out who her shooter was. And madam is incredibly unlikable in this season.
Made it all the way through.
Yeah, but the madam is incredibly unlikable in this season. Like, she's just going off on everybody. Incredibly unlikable. I'm kind of scared to say that because she might be at my door next. Like, I don't. Yeah, it's just a podcast, madam. Like, what do you want?
Exactly.
Okay. Put the gun away. No, kidding. Anyway, let's go on. So we got. But hey, if you haven't seen it, check it out. It's a very interesting show. It is not for kids, mind you. Okay, there's a lot of the hanky panky going on. So you do not want to watch this show with your kids. Make sure you watch it with your significant other when the kids are fast asleep, because it's a lot of the hanky panky going on. Okay, and they show a lot. I'm just gonna leave it there.
And you know what I'm gonna leave there? Every time you say hanky panky, somebody got to take a drink.
Hanky panky.
You done said it about 15 times.
Okay. If I would have known that, I would have had the proper refreshments, but I don't. But anyway.
Exactly.
Moving on. Let's get to our TV series, right? So, essentially, Worst Neighbor Ever is very interesting to me, and I'm gonna check it out probably sometime this weekend.
Oh, I watch that all the time.
It's a Netflix true crime docuseries. It's not scripted. It's not a personality-driven reality show.
No.
It was executive produced by Jason Blum from Blumhouse Television. You guys have seen all the Blumhouse movies, and they're typically really good, right? So, it covers 4 real neighborhood dispute cases that escalated into harassment, fraud, and violence.
I've been watching.
There's a Kentucky shooting, an Indiana gas explosion, an Oakland harassment case, and a Sherman Oaks fraud case. Now, Miss Shuna, let me ask you this. Have you ever had a beef with a neighbor? Like, just a beef? Like, that neighbor you just didn't like it just... It's just to the point somebody needs to move. You ever had that?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
Absolutely. Right. And my condo, my condo, the lady that lived on my same floor, she was determined to say I don't live there. Like, she just harassed the heck out of me every time. Like, it was just weird, very weird.
Was she older?
We ain't about to give it up to that. She was about our age. But she was so determined. So she would start sending in anonymous little letters to the damn HOA. So yes, I have been harassed.
Okay. I get it.
And you know what we ready to do? We ready to fight.
No, I hear you. I understand. Island Mike says, "Happy 4th to y'all. No Falcons." I'm out. What up, Island Mike? How you doing, man? We appreciate it. Yeah, Island Mike he only loves sports. He doesn't want to talk about the Hey, Island Mike, I appreciate you showing up, brother. Thank you. And a happy 4th to you. Island Mike lives in the island of Puerto Rico.
Okay.
And he's my guy. Let me tell you something about Island Mike. Island Mike is 60 and looks 35. Okay.
I'm going to Puerto Rico.
I am jealous. He's doing something right. Okay. Yeah. I don't know what he's doing, but Island Mike is doing something right. That's all I'm saying.
Every day.
He's doing something. I don't know. Yeah. But so I've over the years, like, I've probably had maybe 1 or 2 neighbors that I just was like, you know what? I just really don't like you. And it because to me it's like it's the ticky tacky stuff that and I'm like, bro, why are you over here? Like, let me live. I'm not bothering you. I'm not bothering you.
Right.
You know, and it's just what I really don't like are people that think more of themselves than what they should. And don't get me wrong, look, I'm all about the self-esteem. You should believe in yourself, but
there's a thin
your right
line
ends,
between
yes,
love and hate.
correct.
Sure.
Well, your right ends where mine begins, right? So, you know, it's good that you think a lot of yourself, and that's great. But usually people that do that, he said, Alan Mike said, get it right. He said, thanks for the kind words. I'm 63. And he is. But, Una, I'm telling you, the man looks 35. He's got abs.
You got abs, Mike?
Let me tell you something. Alan Mike looks, I want to be Island Mike.
You know, those islands take care of you now.
Tell you something. I'm 55. I want to be Island Mike when I grow up. Okay. I know I said I'm 55. Whatever. Okay. So yeah, but you know, again, I'm interested to see this. So I was watching another Netflix show, and I don't think it's this one, but there was this one where this lady just hated. I'm trying to be strategic.
Okay.
So she was non-melanated.
Okay.
And most of her neighbors were melanated.
Okay.
And she was the type, don't come on my lawn, don't do this, don't do that. And a lot of the tenants in the neighborhood, they're kids, right? They're kids. So, you know, they're gonna run on your lawn, whatever. But she was always so extra. And she would always go out and engage them and say the most inappropriate things, right? And basically, in one of these instances, what she said to this young man and what she did, I'm not going to get into it, but it was bad. It was bad. And so the mother went over to her house to check her, right? And is banging on the door, and she's angry. And this lady shot her through the door and ended up killing her. And I'm like, you got to be kidding me.
What?
You got to be, yes, shot her through the door.
You talking about this neighbor thing? You talking about on the
No. That's a separate one. I'm just saying this is one that I watched on Netflix. I don't think this is that.
Oh, it's not the same.
No, it's not the same. But it was a story, and it broke my heart because you see these kids,
right? And
their mom was, again, the stuff that the lady did, she knew what she was doing. You know what I mean? Like, she's one of those, I want to talk all the trash. And then when you come to my door, well, you can tell your mom, blah, blah. And then when you come to my door, now I'm afraid for my life. Don't do that. Then don't. How about you engage the parents? How about you have a conversation with the parents and be rational and reasonable? Okay. But the issue is this lady viewed all of these kids as a threat. She shouldn't have been there in the first place. You know what I mean? Because if you hate your neighbors, how about you move? Right? How about you move? You can live by whoever you want to live by.
Right.
That's fine. But if you hate your neighbors, how about you just move?
And then they be on a campaign. I'm talking about a full-on campaign.
Yeah.
To get us out of their head rent-free.
Yeah. I mean, yeah. So, but I think what ended up happening is she did end up eventually going to jail after folks complained, and they investigating. And I think the story got local press on the news, but it was heartbreaking because you actually see the kids and when it happens and their mom is gone over just foolishness. You know what I mean? And it was sad. So anyway, I thought that was interesting, but we'll move on. Let's get to these. We got one more series. There's Lucky on Apple. It's a limited crime drama. It premieres July the 15th. First 2 episodes together, then weekly through August the 19th finale. It's based on Marlisa Stapley's best-selling novel and Reese's book club pick. Anna Taylor-Joy stars as Lucky, a con artist pulled back into danger after a heist goes wrong, hunted by the FBI and a crime boss simultaneously. And you know, just looking at the previews, it looked pretty good, Miss Una. Now, am I going to say it's an Oscar-winning series? I mean, I'm not saying that, but
how many seasons is it? It just one season.
Entertaining, right? It looked entertaining. It really did. Speaking of entertaining, did you happen to catch the series on Netflix, I Will Find You?
I have not started. I Will Find You,
Okay.
but
You need to.
Somebody else told me that.
Yes.
They said between that and the Polygamist, apparently, I need to be.
And you know what? I've heard that about the Polygamist. And that's going to be my next series.
Because that's an African series. The African lady that was on there, she said you should not watch it in English. You should watch it in its regular Nigerian accent and then put subtitles. I don't think I'm gonna be able to do that.
Yeah, I don't think I'm gonna be able to do that either. Yes.
I'm gonna
say it again. Say it again.
And then I'll turn away to iron some clothes, and it'll be like blah, 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 whatever. I can't.
Let me tell you something, man. Yeah, no. I'm 55 years old. I don't do well with distractions. It is hard enough for me to hear and concentrate when it's in English. Why are you gonna add an extra barrier to it? No, I don't need those challenges in my life.
I would rather see your lips move wrong.
Amen. Amen. I'm with you there, sister. I'm with you. But yeah, definitely check out I Will Find You, because you're not gonna guess who the bad guy is.
Somebody else said that too, so I want to see that. I'm gonna watch that tonight.
Definitely got to check that out. And you said The Polygamist, right?
Yeah. So the Polygamist, baby.
I've heard that. I've heard it's very good.
Yeah, and it's not like polygamy what you would think. That's the whole show. Okay. It's not like they are living in a polygamous society, but yeah, it's got some stuff going on with it.
All
for
right.
Sure.
Tika Nelson thought that was funny.
Hey, Tika. Tika. Happy 4th.
Yeah, she says I Will Find You was really good.
Okay,
it was.
So we're gonna have to watch that.
The whole time, the thing about I Will Find You is I'm sitting up here watching it going, he's the bad guy and she's the bad guy. And I was wrong. And when you get to who it is, you're like, I know you lying.
Wait, the mama?
You're talking about from His and Hers.
The mama was
from His and Hers, yeah. It's like that. It's like that, but not as much. But it is like that.
Wasn't where the mama was the killer?
No, that was His and Hers.
That was His and Hers. Okay.
Yeah, that which was another one where I was like, oh my God.
What?
Bro, when I got to that the very end of that last episode, and her mom wrote her that letter, I was like, it was like a Home Alone moment where I was like, you are lying to me. Stop it. It was great. I'm gonna tell you something. That's probably one of the best endings of all time that I've seen on a series.
Yeah.
Everybody that I talked to was like, no way, no effing way. So yeah. Tika says The Polygamist is a must-watch. She says, hey, y'all, happy for it. Happy for it, Tika.
Tika, you need to tell me what I need. You need to get me to like season 2 or episode 13. I need to know what's going to be going on, Tika. I need a head start of what my mind is going to have to expand on to watch The Polygamist, because in my mind, I'm thinking it's a house full of the African king with 10 wives. Apparently, it's not like that.
So my daughter likes a lot of the African series. My middle daughter Maya, she likes a lot of the African series. So I've watched quite a few with her. I hadn't watched The Polygamist yet, but it is definitely on my list. So I'm definitely going to check it out. You said what?
Don't watch it with her.
Oh no, I'm not. She would be like, ooh, like she wouldn't want to watch it with me.
Right.
Tika says, you got to watch all the episodes. Sorry, you got to watch all the episodes. This is how it's going to be. Sorry about that. All right, let's get to our movie preview. So we've got Night Nurse, which is an indie film. And I'm going to tell you right off, this movie probably isn't for everybody. But what's interesting about it to me is there's literally this night nurse who I guess works for a service and goes out to take care of, men specifically of a certain age who have certain ailments, right? And I guess from what it looks like from the trailer, she falls in love with one of her patients who is a scammer, who is also calling men his age, like 55 and older, which you ain't gonna get me, buddy. But he's having women he's basically scamming dudes 55 and older, and she becomes a part of the scam. right? And so then the FBI gets involved. Now, I don't know if this is a true story or not, but it looked really interesting. So again, I'm not going to say this is a must watch. It's definitely an indie film. If movies are your thing, probably not a bad thing to go check this out on the weekend. But again, I don't know that other than that, it's a must see, but it did look interesting.
Okay, right. Yeah, I might check it out.
All right. Next, we got the live adaptation of Moana, which should be released July 10th, along with Night Nurse.
Next week?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Yeah, it's coming out next week. And Catherine Lagaala stars as Moana. Okay, it's her film debut. Dwayne the Rock Johnson reprises his role as Maui, and from the previews it looks pretty good. So I have nieces. I'll probably check it out.
Yeah, I'll probably check it out.
Because I'm cool, Uncle Terry. So
of course you are.
I gotta
rep. You gotta go spend that $550 for they snack.
Don't you say that? You know what's funny? So like I can't have popcorn, right? I have
my popcorn is on my over here on my side table, and I'm like, I'm running to go get that.
Eat some for me. I have diverticulosis.
Oh yeah, no, you can't. There's a lot of things you can't eat.
If you know, I'm not gonna say.
I know. I got a bachelor's in nursing. I know.
All right, so you and it's the osis, not the itis. So that one.
Yeah.
So I won't bless our users with what happens, but I can't have popcorn.
Yeah.
Super excited about that movie anyway. So that is cool. Now we are going to get into one of our topics, and that is the Jay-Z Target case study.
Yes.
Now, Miss Una. Here's the deal. Jay-Z's releasing a 30th anniversary edition of Reasonable Doubt as a Target exclusive 2LP white vinyl. $40, limited to 4 per customer, includes a remix of the opening track, okay? And this certainly is not a neutral choice by Mr. Jay-Z, as Target has been under ongoing boycott since January 2025 after rolling back its DEI initiatives. The boycott hit Target stock hard, roughly a 30% decline in 2025. I don't know where they are, but it is a polarizing topic. So first and foremost, let me ask you, where are you on this Jay-Z releasing this album in Target? Is he crossing the picket line here?
Yes, and we don't like it. We don't like it because now you talking billionaire talk. So you just doing you just doing deals, and it's a double-edged sword because now I also think that Target was like, we got to do something. We got to get Jay-Z. We got to do something to get people back into the store. But what they don't know, if they do go in there, they only going to get the album. And then the bill boycott still be on.
Okay.
So
let me ask you this. You think Jay-Z's going to lose some fans behind this or no? Like, give me your thoughts.
I mean, the streets are talking. And they're putting him into a whole nother category outside being a legacy rapper. So they're thinking that he's just trying to like exploit his first album, get people buying, but also he's in bed with Target. That's what they're thinking. That's what they're thinking. They think he's in bed with Target because Target needs an icon like him to be able to get people back into the Target stores. And once you get in the Target, you be like, I gotta get something else. You ain't going just straight to go get no. And then who's playing vinyl? Now we all got to get record players, or people putting them on.
Now you're a Gen Xer. You don't have a record player.
I do. I ain't even gonna lie.
I do too. That's what I'm talking about. Because let me tell you something. There's nothing like that vinyl sound, man.
It ain't nothing.
I don't care what you say. There's nothing like when you put that out and you hear that first, like there's nothing like that. There's
And you be
nothing
like,
like
it's skipping, it's skipping. Why it keep skipping?
Yeah, well, I mean, you got to take care of your albums,
You
but
do
I'm
have
saying
to.
there's nothing like that. Like when you watch House Party, one of the things I love about it is in the first frame you hear them put on that Luther Vandross album.
Yep.
Yeah. Well, all right, but you hear
Mhm.
it. You hear that sound. There's nothing like vinyl sound, man. But I agree with you. You look, man. At a certain point, as a consumer, you have to make your statement. You have to make your revenue dollars mean something. And I agree. Now, let me ask you this: is there another place that we could get the album and not support,
Yeah,
obviously, you know,
it's exclusive.
those people?
It's exclusive.
Not those people, but that store.
Well, it's
So
exclusive.
not
So,
support that store. Those Target people.
I mean,
Yeah,
unless
I said it.
it's going to be some people that is going to do resales. So
Yeah,
people can get a resale. I'm sure people are going to buy the 4 albums that they can, and
right.
then they can hop on and try to get a resale.
Right. Well, you know what? Let me take a step back. I'm not talking about any particular people. I'm saying Target as an entity. Okay.
Yeah,
Target
Target
as
is
an entity.
for sure.
As an entity. No, because you got to say that because I don't want these folks coming for me. I'm saying as an entity, there is an ongoing, I'll say boycott against them. And look, this show isn't about politics. I'm simply saying this is a segment for the culture.
For
Okay.
sure.
And culturally, this is something that, this is a hotbed topic. Like,
It
and,
is.
and he probably got a sweetheart deal. Like, you know what I mean? So,
So we're dealing with legacy here. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? So when you're dealing with a legacy rapper, somebody that has been hot for 30 years and is a billionaire, and
Mhm.
that takes a lot of us to be like, yeah, I'm just following Jay-Z wherever he go. I don't care. You know what I'm saying? So I'm telling you, there are going to be lines for that album. And
You
then
think so?
and then he's
You
got
think?
three
Go ahead, I'm
concerts
sorry.
at 3 concerts at Central Park. That's coming up next week. So all of that stuff is culminating together.
So, on the
don't
one
know
hand,
about
I can
that.
understand. I can understand why people are upset, but on the other hand, they probably gave him a really sweet deal.
Of course they did,
Like
but this
like
ain't no trickle down theory.
yeah, like a really really sweet deal.
They
So
gave him some money.
yeah, so I mean, as a capitalist, and you know what, it's got to be tough because I know Jay-Z has opened doors for a lot of people personally. I know he has. I know he's given back tremendous resources
Yeah.
uh for African Americans in
He has.
various programs. So, I'm kind of torn, to be honest with you. Would I have done it? No, but then I'm not at that level. You know what I mean?
His last final words was, I'm not a businessman. I'm a businessman. That was
Ah!
that was one of his lyrics. He said, I'm
Say
not
that again.
One of his lyrics says, he said, I'm not a businessman. I'm a businessman.
Man, let me tell you something.
Entire business. Ain't no businessman.
That's kind of dope.
Yeah.
That's a dope line. But yeah, no, in all seriousness, I'm torn because I can look at a certain point, you got to spend your revenue dollars where you're going to be treated.
That's my whole point.
That's the only power that we have, the power of currency.
If we got $3 trillion
right
of buying power,
right.
we just need to just think about it.
Yeah, no, I mean it's I get it. I can see it from his side, but I think look it, man. Everybody's not a billionaire, and at the end of the day, you got to go where you're going to be treated the right way. And if you're not going to do that, then it is what it is. So I get it. Interesting topic. Hey, if you're in the chat, let us know where you stand. How do you feel about Jay-Z releasing his album in Target? Are you going to go buy it? Or are you not? Let us know. Give us your thoughts. Next we got then versus now. Who's defining this era? Now, Miss Una, this was all you because I don't know half these people on this list. So I'm gonna introduce it and it's gonna go where it's gonna go. Okay. So what we're doing is we're comparing the artist of 30 years ago to someone who could potentially be on their level now, right? Now, and you know, we got Jay-Z in one category, and then you got Doce and Little Baby.
Well, okay.
Are any of them?
That was my whole point. The question is are they able to? Do we have any comparisons? Do we literally have any comparisons? So who you gonna compare Jay-Z to?
I don't know. I don't know.
Little Baby. I mean, Little Baby.
Maybe Kendrick. Maybe Kendrick. If you're talking about
Kendrick, been around for quite some time. 2008.
Yeah, but
okay,
that's the only person.
We'll give you Kendrick. We'll give you Kendrick.
Yeah, that's the only person I could think of that.
Yeah, I can see Kendrick.
I mean, dude went to Super Bowl on a diss track, man. I mean, that's you know
right.
what I mean?
And he's still number one.
Yeah. So I think Kendrick, Nas, and Central C. Now I don't know who Central C is.
Me neither. I was trying to figure out because I looked it up and I was like, wait a minute, who the heck is Central C? So I'm about to find out right now.
Okay. I have no idea. I have no idea who Central C is. Let me see if I can look him up.
And I could probably ask my son for some rappers, but they too young. Okay.
So he's a British rapper. Born in 1998, known professionally as Central C, is a British rapper from Shepherd's Bush. And no disrespect to the Brits, but no.
No, thank you.
That's a no.
That's not
all right. Then we got Doce and Missy Elliott.
I could see that because they're both like, you know, kind of avant-garde with their stuff. You know what I'm saying? Okay. So I could see them having, and Doce is very, very talented. She produces, she writes, you know what I'm saying? So yeah, I could see them being together.
Missy Elliott for me was that artist that just whatever she made, I really didn't care what she said. It just made me move.
It
just made me move.
Exactly.
When I didn't want to move, I'd be at a party and I can't stand the rain. Like, you know what? Let me get up. You know what I mean? It's like, yeah.
Yep, you ain't lying.
Yeah. All right. So here's one that really caught my interest.
Okay.
Lil Wayne and Lil Baby. Now that's a good one.
I think that's a good one too.
That is a good one. And I you know, I like Lil Baby.
I think Lil Baby has the most longevity to turn himself into legacy.
Yeah.
And Lil Wayne don't even remember who he wrote. You seen his commercial with Alexa, and he was like, Alexa, what's that song with the crocodiles and the da-da-da-da? And Alexa was like, you wrote it. He said, what?
And you know what? That's probably art imitating life right there.
Yes, because he said he can't remember a lot of his songs that he wrote. And he wrote so many.
Got it. Well, yeah, that, and you probably need to stop. You know, I'm gonna leave. I'm gonna leave that right there. But it's interesting. He recently missed a concert. It was the opening night of his concert tour. This happened, I believe, last week or the week before, and a lot of people are saying, "Well, see, that's why you didn't have him on the Super Bowl because he's not reliable."
Yeah.
So you're in the music business. You would have an insight into that. Like, is this true? Is he known for like missing concerts? Is he as bad as Lauryn Hill or like?
No, it's not. It's not that. It's that he does what he does, and so when you think we was gonna have at the Super Bowl a whole bunch of Tunchi? You think we was gonna have a whole bunch of Lick My Lollipop? You think we was gonna have a whole bunch? Like, seriously?
Well, so one thing I'll say about Lil Wayne, there's a couple of songs like well, you can't really say F the world, but there is a song where he's like, You know, that one's pretty good. And then there's one with Bruno Mars.
I have a lot of his good songs, but what I'm saying is he babbles on the mic.
Yeah.
Can't hardly understand him, and he would have never had a show like Kendrick.
Okay.
He would have had to have a lot of, special guests.
I just know he felt betrayed. I know he really felt betrayed that he didn't get there because it was in Louisiana, which is his hometown.
Well, business is
I know that was well, business is
business. You know that.
The way you said that, I just gotta chill. Like, I know you're a Hall of Famer, Wayne, but business is business, okay, buddy? I'm sorry. All right, go back to your commercial, Wayne. You'll be all right.
Exactly. That's the most open I've seen his eyes in a while on the commercial.
Okay. Mary J. Blige and Summer Walker.
Yeah. I would probably give Mary J. Blige to Summer Walker. I could say Summer Walker.
Okay.
Yeah, I can see that for sure.
I respect Mary J. You know what I mean? I respect Mary J. Brandy and Coco.
Who you said?
Brandy and Coco Jones. Let me tell you something. I love me some Brandy. Okay.
I do too.
I love me some Brandy.
I do too.
And I don't know about this Coco Jones. Like I don't know.
Okay,
I don't know.
Okay, wait. Let me do some more research then. So who would we compare now? Let me see. Who would we compare?
No.
Who can we compare?
I mean, I don't know. I mean, I don't get me wrong. I don't have an issue with Coco Jones. It's just Brandy for me. I love her music.
Yeah,
I love her music. Even her music from today, I love. Like a lot of artists, you love their music from back in the day, and then 10, 12, whatever years go by. But Brandy still makes stuff that I like.
She does. You ain't lying.
It's weird because when my mom, like, usually when someone who's close to me passes away, a part of my grieving, and I'm weird. It's weird right now. So those of you watching this show, I can acknowledge I'm weird. Okay, I'll give you that. I'm weird. But when people that are close to me pass, and I've had my aunt pass, I've had my niece pass, I've had my grandma pass, and then my mom. I had my dad and my mom pass. So that's like 5 people. In the last 6 years, my mom and my dad passed. But when my mom passed, so typically what happens is when these folks pass, a part of my grieving process is finding a song to just play over and over again.
That's nice.
So when my aunt died, it was Jamie Foxx's "I Wish You Were Here." Okay,
yeah,
and I almost didn't make the funeral on that one because that we had a beef that never got resolved, and
that's horrible.
That one was tough.
Yeah.
And then when my dad died, it was what's the one from Fast and Furious? It's been a long day without you, my friend. There's that one. And then when my mom died, there's a song by Brandy called "Rather Be." And I was listening to it. It came on when she died. And I just hung onto it for like the jaws of life. Like, right. She died 2 years ago. I still play it to this day, right?
Oh.
So from that perspective, like Brandy is up there with me.
True.
You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I just don't know that I've ever heard something by Coco that I would go, you know what? You know what I mean?
So that's right.
Usher. I think I have one for Usher, but it's not.
Who do you have for Usher?
They've almost been in the game. I think Usher may have been like maybe 7-8 years before him, but for me, it's Chris Brown, right? But then it's like,
yeah, I can see that. I can see that.
They're both megastars.
Yeah, I can see that. I was with them. So Usher, you saying Chris Brown came behind Usher?
By a little bit, right? Like
because
Usher,
Usher was too busy. Never mind.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But
Usher was very young when he started,
he
and
was very young.
Brown
He
was
was very
18.
young.
Chris
Right.
Brown was 18, and Lil
Right.
Wayne actually introduced him at
Right.
one of his first shows. Yeah.
Right. Right. But like for me, so to me, when I look at Usher and Chris Brown, and I want to get your thoughts on this, but I see pieces of Michael in both of them. I see Michael
I do.
Jackson's
I do.
influence in both of them. Now, Usher is a vibe. Usher is a different kind of vibe.
Yeah, yeah,
Like
yeah.
if I paid for my wife to go to see Usher in Vegas, she's sitting in the back row. All right, Kim, if you're watching this, you're sitting in the back row. You better not be fed a grape. Damn it. Okay,
Mm-mm.
not playing that. All right.
Not one grape.
What
about a cherry?
No, absolutely not. Hell no. Hell no.
And then she can tie the cherry with the cherry thing.
No, I'm good. But like, so for me, Chris Brown, and it's interesting. I had this argument with somebody about 20 years ago. We were working together, and he was like, Chris Brown is the best dancer that he's ever seen. And I was like, absolutely not. It's Turbo from Breaking. So again, you got to be really old to know who Turbo is. That is Boogaloo Shrimp.
Yeah, Turbo has been out the building for quite some time.
Whatever. We are not going to disrespect his accomplishments. But anyway, what I will say is Chris Brown is definitely on that list. Okay. Chris Brown, I would say.
We got Usher and Chris Brown. Okay, I can see that.
No, I'm gonna tell you something. I think Chris Brown is a better dancer than Usher. I don't even think it's even. And Usher's a great dancer. He's a great dancer.
No, you could, because Usher old now. Oh, that's why he ain't. Usher was looking.
Usher's a great dancer, but Chris Brown is legendary, right? So if I had a list of legendary,
you telling me Usher is not legendary?
I'm telling you, Usher is not on my top 5. You want to hear my top 5?
Yes, I would love to hear your top 5. Usher ain't one of them.
Okay, so top 5. Obviously, Michael Jackson. Okay, obviously Michael Jackson. It starts with him. He is the king of dancing. Okay. Number 2.
Are we going off of dancing, or are we going off of
just dancing? Just dancing. Again, I'm not saying Usher's not a superstar. I'm saying just dancing.
Okay, so you got Michael.
You got Michael. Okay. Number 2 is probably gonna be. Oh my God, I can't think of their names. They were brothers. They were dancers in the 30s and 40s. They could jump 7, 8, 9 feet in the air, do splits. I forget that, but they've been accredited by several people in the entertainment industry.
We need Gen X people. You ain't about to be taking us back to.
I get it. I'm just giving you my list of, because I was
talking about the guy that played in
what's that? Hold up.
Sophisticated Ladies on Broadway, and you're talking about I got it right. His name is.
It's too. Hang on one second. I want to say it's the
Gregory.
No, not Gregory Hines. Not him. Okay, he was a good dancer. He's not on my list. Danced in the 40s. They were twins. I forget their names. And African Black. What are their names? The Nicholas Brothers. There you go.
Okay, I like the Nicholas
Brothers. They could literally jump 7, 8 feet tall. Like they were the absolute best. You can't take anything away from them. They'd be number 2 on my list. Number 3 for me. Okay, it's just T Wil. Number 3 was Boogaloo Shrimp. Because if you've ever seen, and I define dancers, Turbo from Breaking. His just hear me out, okay? But I define dancers, me personally, because I used to dance back in the day. That's right. I used to be yeek. I used to, all of that. I was yeeking like
Atlanta. If you are in the building,
come on. Hey, that was all me. But I define great dancers as when you watch them, you cannot do what they do. Right. So I went to see Turbo and Ozone in concert back in the 80s, and Turbo had this thing called animation that I cannot do to this day. Okay, so for me, he's on that list. Next to me would be Chris Brown.
Okay.
Because Chris Brown and Chris Brown and Turbo are like neck and neck. But I've seen Chris Brown do moves that if I tried now, I would break something. Like Chris Brown was born.
You're not lying.
Chris Brown right now, right now, I would say Chris Brown is the greatest dancer alive. Now, again, I'm old.
Yeah, so, right now, no. I can see that. Right now.
But for me, I would say Chris Brown is the greatest dancer alive. And then number 5 for me would be Fred Astaire, just because, hell, he was Fred Astaire. So, and again, you young folk, look up Fred Astaire. You're not going to know him, but he was very debonair. He was very smooth. He was a great dancer. But those are my top 5. Now, my question to you is, do you have a top 5 list?
For dancers or for pop artists?
Dancers. If you don't, it's okay.
I would say, okay, so my top 5 would be, of course, the Hines brothers.
Okay.
Okay.
Gregory and his brother. I can't think of his brother's name, but I got you.
Yeah. And then I would also have Michael Jackson, of course. I would have Chris Brown up in there.
Okay, that's 3.
And who else would I have?
Would you have Usher?
Yeah, I could do Usher. What
about Janet?
Janet is more of there's a difference between technical dancers and dancers that can just move. Janet and Beyonce are technical dancers. My daughter's a dancer that can just move. She can choreograph. She's an amazing. You can see that. And there's one guy. The one guy I know, he's a choreographer. He does choreography for people like Beyonce, all the big shows. And my daughter danced under him.
Didn't your son play baseball or whatever?
My son, yeah.
Mm-hmm. It's just talent oozing all up and through the Snipes family.
That's what we do. What are you doing?
Excuse me. Okay. Speaking for the regular people. Okay. So Janet would probably be number 6 on my list.
Yeah, I can see Janet.
Because in the video for It's All Right with, I believe, Cab Calloway, who's in that video, there's a move that Janet does that I rehearsed 100 times and could not get. Now, maybe I just suck. I don't know. I'm told I was pretty good back in the day. All right. So before y'all come for T Wil, just understand it's some videos out there of your boy from back in the day. Okay.
Oh, yeah, we got to find those.
Back when I had a waist, okay, and could see my shoes. Okay. I could do some real damage. Okay. But I'm saying, like, she did a move and It's All Right that to this day I just can't do it. So she probably would be number 6 on my list. Definitely would have the Hines brothers. So that's a good list. But all right, so then you got Mariah Carey, which in my opinion, Mariah has no equal. Mariah Carey to me is like Whitney Houston in the fact that they have no equal. Right now,
I don't think we can find anybody, and if anybody knows in any of these chats that if y'all could think of a comparison right now to Mariah Carey, let me know.
Yeah, my wife would probably say Patti LaBelle, but I don't see Patti like Patti to me. Miss Patti is ethereal, right?
Yes,
she's in her own category. But Mariah, the first time I heard Mariah, and Mariah, for those of you who don't know, okay, there's a scale for a bass and a soprano. There's a musical scale. Mariah can hit the lowest note for a bass and the highest note for a soprano, which is very rare.
Yeah, okay? That's very crazy.
I can't think of anybody in my lifetime. I'm sure there has been, but I just can't think of anybody who could do that.
Yeah,
that's number 1. Number 2, it's how you feel the first time you heard their voice. So the first time I heard Mariah's voice in Vision of Love, I got goosebumps. Yeah. I got goosebumps. The first time I heard Whitney Houston, The Greatest Love of All, the song she did for the Olympics, I Will Always Love You, even when I hear it to this day, brings tears to my eyes. My wife's father
yeah,
was
for sure.
killed. My wife's father was killed in 92.
Mm,
And that song just always makes me think of that. And
yeah,
but it's
yeah,
a beautiful song. So
yeah.
to me, Mariah and Whitney, there is no equivalent.
There's no,
There
I
just
don't think so. I
there
don't
just
think
isn't,
so.
right? There just isn't. So um give me your thoughts on that. Like, is it the same for you, or I really can't think
No,
of an
I
equal to
can't think of
Mariah.
nobody. I can't. I'm trying to think of. Oh, what about Jennifer Hudson?
I like Jennifer Hudson, but I'm gonna say no. I
Okay,
like Jennifer. I like Jennifer Hudson as a person and as an artist. I really like her, but I don't feel
so
what I
what
feel
about Christina Aguilera?
now. Christina Aguilera is dope, okay, and she does have that voice. She
She
make
has
no
that
mistake about
voice.
it. She has a voice, but she
Yeah.
doesn't make me feel what I felt. And I like Christina. I have a lot of her albums. I like her, but Mariah and Whitney, and maybe it was the time, because there's certain things at when you're at a certain age, they just sticks with you, right?
Yeah,
Like,
yeah, yeah, for
again,
sure,
I
for
was a
sure.
teenager in the 80s. Whitney Houston was it. I mean, you couldn't tell me that Whitney Houston was it.
Oh, what about the big girl from the 90s? Was that the 90s? No, she was in the 2000s. She's
Who are
from
you talking
here. I
about?
forgot her name. She was
Oh,
she
Jill
was a
Scott.
oh maybe wait a
You talking about
minute.
Jill Scott?
Let's talk about Jill Scott
Jill
now.
Scott is tall. I like Jill.
Let Jill Scott enter the building.
I like Jill, but I'm still gonna go with no. I like Jill. I like Jill.
Okay.
I like Christina Aguilera. I love Christina's voice
Mm-hmm.
because for a little body, she's got a powerful,
She got a big
powerful voice.
voice.
I
Yeah,
love her, but
she got a big voice.
yeah, just to me, I don't know. All right, Snoop Dogg. How do you feel about? Again, I don't know that there's anybody that we can compare to Snoop Dogg because Snoop Dogg is a vibe. Would I call Snoop a lyricist? Absolutely not. But if you put on Snoop's album, people gonna move, people gonna dance.
Straight
Snoop
from
is
gin and juice to beautiful.
now that had lyrics, dude. Yeah, let me tell you something. I played Gin and Juice so much, my wife hated that song. I
I
1994.
played that song so much.
I remember, man. Let me tell you something. With so much drama in the LBC, it's kind of
But
hard being.
what about I don't even think nobody
I
compares.
can't think of anybody because Snoop has endured different eras. You know what I mean?
And they told stories, you know what I'm saying? So
Right.
like, then you can literally see what they was talking about.
Like Beautiful with Pharrell, that is one of
That
my
was
favorite
amazing.
songs
I love that's
ever.
one of my favorites.
That's one of my favorite songs ever. Like that's still on my playlist. So I don't
Mhm.
know. Snoop is a vibe, man. I don't know.
Yeah,
Some of
yeah,
these artists just there is no equal, and I don't know. Maybe my daughter could like give me some insight on this, but just from my perspective,
I don't think we can find nobody.
yeah, me neither.
I don't think we can find nobody. No.
Me neither. All right, so let's get to our next topic, and that is grown folk married but living apart. Married but living apart. Roughly 3.89 million married Americans live apart from their spouse. I did not know that. About 2 to 3% of married adults, up more than 40% since 2000. Among newlyweds, you said what?
That's a lot of households.
That is a lot of people. Among newlyweds, specifically, 12.5% keep separate households. As of 2023, more than double the 1980s rate of 5.7%. Now, I think keeping separate households is different than living apart. Like if I got a house and you got a house and we get married, not that would happen because I love my kin, but just for the purposes of this demonstration, let's say we get married, I could understand me keeping my property, you keeping your property, and then us, get like I could understand that. But I could also understand a prenup.
Wait. What you talking about? So you saying we both have houses and then we get married, and then we just decide not to live with each other. I don't understand.
No, I'm not saying that. I'm saying we'd move into a place of our own, but you still own yours, I still own mine.
Okay, but that's not what they're saying. What they're saying is they made the distinct choice
to live apart.
To live apart.
Yeah. That's to me, that's not being married. To me, that's not being married. Y'all just playing house. Y'all just, you know what? I want to come over.
House. They in $2.
Right. Y'all, but y'all
playing raw houses. They ain't playing house.
Y'all are playing. Like, honestly, like, I couldn't do that. Like, if my wife approached me with that, I'd be like, we'll still be friends. Let's just get divorced. Like, if it's so bad that you can't live with me, I could even say, like, if you want to be in another room, like, I get that. Like, my wife has more clothes than anybody I've ever met in my life. And, you know, if I could show everybody on this show what her closet is like and still keep my teeth, I would. Unfortunately, I don't think I would keep my teeth, so I'm not going to do it. But just suffice it to say, the woman has clothes upon clothes upon clothes upon clothes upon clothes. Like, she could have.
Saying that it would be better if y'all had a whole separate place for her clothes.
Yes, that's absolutely what I'm saying.
Like a whole nother apartment.
Like, we need an in-law suite in the back just for her clothes, where she could go in there, right?
Well, I'm gonna need you to get to work, hubby. I'm gonna need you to go and make you a shed in the back or something, some AC with some cocktails and some snacks, some charcuterie board.
Charcuterie board.
So she can be back there with her
charcuterie board.
She can be back there with her clothes.
Okay.
Really safe.
I'm just saying. But I could, so my point is, like, I could see, like, I have right now, my office is in my bedroom. It's kind of not in it. It's two rooms combined, but
yeah, I know what you're talking about.
When we do podcasts, like, she hates sports, so she'll just get up and leave. So I can understand, like, having my own office and maybe having a cot or a couch in there. And if I'm tired, you know, maybe just sleep in there. But ultimately, my wife and I are going to commingle in the same room. Like, it would be cool if I had, like, a room for just my closet and my office, because I don't have that much stuff where it would take up the entire room. You know what I mean? So I could put it all in the same room. It's cool, no big deal, right? And then she could do whatever she wanted to do with all her clothes, you know.
Maybe it would be an option at, like, the 5-year mark. You'd be like, if he ain't picking up his underwear and
he
ain't finishing the dishes, then y'all
I'm never leaving that woman. I'm never leaving that woman. I love her. I'm never leaving that woman ever. But
that's wonderful.
I can understand, like, you know, again, you get in your 50s, you kind of get set in your ways, right? Like, you know, she's got her side of the bed. You know what I mean? I got my side of the bed. They're just, you know, certain behaviors that go along with that. But I would never, ever live in another residence like that. We may as well not be married. You know what
it does happen a lot. I ain't even lying.
Yeah. No, I mean, it does. But the split is telling. It's highest among young folks. So young newlyweds at 26.6% are doing this, and probably because they've seen their parents get divorced.
26%. Yeah, living apart.
26.6%. Yes.
Whoa.
Of that 3.89 million, 26% of them are young folks, is what they're saying. But again, with divorce, with you know, folks, I mean, again, well, let me ask you this. If you were to ever get remarried, would you have a prenup?
I would never get remarried.
Oh, wow. Oh, man.
Yes, I would have a prenup for sure. 100%.
Okay.
I would definitely. If you had to get remarried at some point, would you have a prenup?
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't have anything, but I want to keep the little bit I got.
I want to keep my 7 pair of jeans and my tennis shoes.
I do have a lot of shoes. I do have a lot.
So what if I wanted to come through and just take all the shoes?
No, see that I wouldn't understand that. Like, when you doing stuff like that just to hurt the person, you can't even wear my shoes.
Indeed,
you know
indeed, right. Because my Leo house is in the 4th chart, and it's Leo season coming up, and I'm a Leo. So
I
Leos
heard
do
that.
stuff like that.
I heard that. Well, let me tell you something. I think you are a great person and you deserve love. So I do hope at some point that that does come to you. I will say that I think you're a tremendous person. I was looking at um your reels the other day, and you had this one about you had this big forehead because of all the knowledge, but you're like one of the funniest people I've ever met in my life. Like
I said my forehead so big.
right, but it was funny. It was like when I honestly when I'm down, I just go to your pages. It's funny. So, you know, but yeah, no, I get if I had to remarry, I would definitely have a prenup. So I get that, but I wouldn't be doing a well. You gonna live, I'm out here in Henry County and you live in Buckhead. No, we got to work something out. And if that's the
Okay,
case, then that's cool. We
yeah,
just
yeah,
will need
yeah.
to be married. Because
Or but
again,
what if it's closer to my job?
right,
What
well,
what what if we
right,
have a spot closer to my job and I got to stay there 1 week? I got a friend. She's a corporate baddie, and she has a place in Brooklyn because she lives in Philly, and she runs the entire. She's a
right,
partner at Goldman Sachs, so she got
right.
to stay like a week and then come home for the weekend. So it is some things like that.
And you're right, because I've got a friend who used to work with me like way back when, and she bought a condo during COVID because she got a really sweet deal. But she goes to her condo on the weekends, and because of her, like I think she goes on the Thursday, and her husband probably doesn't join her until Friday or Saturday.
Mhm, mhm.
But like during the week, she's at her residence, and then she goes
Right.
to her condo. But they do that together.
But they would say we talking about here where we're
Separate. No,
like,
I
I
get it.
don't want to
I get
live
it.
with you and you don't want to live with me, and we just
Right.
go. Yeah,
Right.
no, no,
Yeah.
that's not
I
working.
that all and I guess the genesis of that was Kiki Palmer had Cheryl Lee Ralph, I believe, as a guest.
Okay.
And her husband is a politician, and she was saying that they live in separate residences. And of course, Kiki being Kiki was like, "Yeah, that's what I want for my next page," and blah 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 blah. And I'm
Yeah,
saying,
because she always gonna be the one moving the man in
well,
because of her status.
I mean, I'm sure there are wealthy men she can date.
Well, the last dude wasn't.
Yeah, but that's the last dude. Every guy's
She
not the
moved
last.
him right on in.
Okay, I don't know. I think she's scarred personally.
She,
I,
she
I,
not for long.
I think she needs to heal.
Yeah, she'll be
Because
all right.
if you're talking about living in separate residences, we don't need to be married. Like, if you want to date, that's fine. I get it. And I'm not even mad at it. Look, keep your stuff because I'm definitely going to keep mine. I like my
Okay.
pairs of shoes, and you can't have my shoes, Una. Damn it. I like my shoes. No.
Give me some
No, you can't.
Jordans. Give me some Air Force Ones.
No, you can't have them.
Some
So,
Pumas.
no. You know what? I don't have my son. I do have some Pumas. I have about two
I'm
pairs.
great. So you do not live in Atlanta and not
My
have
son clowned me so bad. He clowned me so bad. Oh my God. But what it is, like, they're yellow. There's this rare shade of yellow, and they match this shirt I have perfectly. So I was like, I gotta get them. So
Yeah.
anyway. But yeah, all right. So married but living apart, not for me, not for you, but hey, a lot of Americans are out here doing it. Let's talk about work wives and work husbands. Now, again, this is because I've known some folks that had some work wives where it was platonic and totally innocent, and I've known some folks that had some work wives and it really wasn't. Okay, and it was a whole lot of chicanery going on. Give me your thoughts on this topic, Miss Una. Give me
Okay, so
just
I have definitely been accused of being a work wife, but that was not self-proclaimed.
okay.
They decided they was gonna call me they work wife and get me in trouble with my husband because now you thinking I'm your work wife. And how can I be two people work wife in the same job? Like what?
You're just really good at your job. I don't know. What was so so how did your husband feel about it?
Okay, so I think he was steaming because he knew who my boss was, but he didn't know there was like him calling me his work wife and all of that stuff. They did, so and it wasn't until I left the company that he was really like, yeah, I think you with that dude. And I'm like, no. And my girlfriend said, oh, it's too vulgar. But anyway, she said a couple of choice words for him.
Okay.
And yeah, no, he was mad at the end. He literally, after I finished working there, he was not happy for Lisa Month. Just by insinuating that I was his work wife.
Well, we men are very territorial. We are
Clearly.
very territorial. Now, my wife works in a 2-person office, and her boss is really he's like family now. So he comes over and family get-togethers. He comes over during the holidays. Like,
oh,
I mean, he's basically like family. You know what I mean? But from the outside, I could see someone making that because it's just 2 of them, right? So obviously they're always together, right? But I've met the guy, I know the guy, I consider him a friend. Hell, I consider him family.
Yeah.
So there are different dynamics to it, right? There are different dynamics, but it's interesting. There was a survey done. The share of professionals reporting a work spouse has climbed over time from 32% in 2006 to 65% in 2010, 70% in 2023 in one long-running survey. Yeah. So it's climbed a lot, and I think because, again, every work wife is not necessarily a romantic.
No, but some of the men give us the attention that our husbands may not be giving us. So we like, okay, you buying me lunch every month, every day. You taking care, you letting me get off work, you taking care of this, you taking care of that, you bringing me gifts. So you might be getting stuff that you're not even getting at home. And then next thing,
and that's true.
you know, you pregnant.
Oh my goodness. See, but so you talked about a key thing, and that is that in some instances these bosses are stepping in and fulfilling roles that are traditionally held for husbands. But it's the same way with the wives. Like, maybe I go to work and my wife didn't compliment me on my outfit, but my work wife was like, "Oh, okay, I see you, Will. I see you, Will." You know what I mean? And now I'm like, "Oh, shucks." So, I mean, it goes both ways. I think where people go wrong is when they forget of the role, right? And it's a part of a bigger issue, but marriage is a choice. Love is a choice. I don't like my wife every day, and my wife does not like me every day. But it is a choice to love her, because at the end of the day, I made a commitment. Now, again, I'm a lot more mature now than I was 30 years ago. I don't even want to talk about that guy, but he's not worth talking about. But I can understand how people can get lost in that, because you spend so much time with your coworkers, 8-9 hours a day. They are essentially your second family, right? But we talked about something a couple of episodes ago, and it was communication. But you gotta it takes a certain amount of discipline, is what I'm saying.
So should I run home and think I have an open relationship? Not an open relationship like that, but think I have a good enough relationship with my husband and be like, they calling me his work wife.
Now, see, that's and you know what? That's a good question. You said what?
Do you disclose, like, just ha he? I don't think you can do that with a man.
Well, you know what? It depends on your relationship with your husband or wife.
No.
You know what I mean?
No, it doesn't. No.
Because I don't think my wife would like it.
There is no man on this planet that is going to be okay.
Hold on. Let me spotlight you. Okay. Say that again.
Ain't no man on this planet that is going to say, what? That's what he called you. I know you lying. You gotta be freaking kidding me.
I mean, you're probably right.
We need some damn where's all the we need us some sound effects. Shit.
You probably
We gotta get us some sound effects.
you
So
probably.
I
I
need to be
I
able
want
to
to
close
say.
your mic.
I want to say maybe, but yeah.
You are not going home and telling your wife that this lady at work that she might have never possibly met is calling you her work husband. Ain't no way.
Yeah. Well, I mean, if I did, I know my wife's gonna side eye her, and I know at that point every vehicle, every interaction is gonna be scrutinized. That is true. That is true. That is true. That is a good point. I don't know. It's a good point. Hey, chat, let us know. How do you feel? How do you feel about work wives or husbands? Let us know. Give us your thoughts. Final topic: the Brendan Sorsby gambling scandal. Now,
Brendan,
you know what? What caught my attention with this? What really caught my attention with this, Miss Yuna, was the fact that this guy bet on his own sport. That's right. So he was a quarterback. He had 4 seasons at Indiana, Cincinnati, Texas Tech, roughly placed over 2,900 bets totaling $90,000 on college and pro sports. That included at least 40 wagers on Indiana's own football game while he was there, while he was a part of the team, which is a big no-no, okay? For those of you who don't know, Pete Rose, arguably Charlie Hustle, arguably the greatest baseball player that I personally saw in my life, is not in the Hall of Fame because he bet on baseball. Let me tell you something about Pete Rose, okay? I love me some Pete Rose, okay? Pete Rose was all about winning, and it didn't matter. It's like, it may have been 75, 77, whatever. He's in an all-star game, which doesn't matter, okay? All-star game does not affect the playoffs, has nothing to do with it. He's running home to score, okay? And back in the 70s, you could run over the catcher. It's not like nowadays. You could run over.
Oh, yeah, you could bulldozer him.
And Pete Rose did exactly that.
Yeah,
Pete Rose broke this guy's leg, ended his career in an all-star game because he didn't want to be thrown out, okay? Mr. Charlie Hustle was all about winning, okay? And it breaks my heart, but he bet on baseball, okay? This is, if there was ever a no-no, right? If there was ever a number one sin in any sport, you can't bet on the sport that you're playing. This is what this guy did. Okay.
Stupid games, you get stupid prizes. That's
exactly. Perfect way you said that. So he tried to sue the NCAA, claiming that he was diagnosed with a gambling addiction and he should play again. Now, I would think if you have a gambling addiction, you don't need to be anywhere near football.
No.
You don't need to be anywhere near it.
No.
Because if you have a gambling addiction, you can't control yourself.
He need to just get on the 3 cherries on the damn phone that they be having, where he could just
he needs to play Madden.
Yeah, or something.
You don't even need to do that, Miss Shooter. But I'm saying, I think it's ridiculous that Pete Rose, and I love Pete Rose. But Pete, you gambled on baseball. It is what it is.
And now Brendan Sorsby is done.
Right, but I'm saying, like, you have the, as my father used to say, shout out to you, Dad, the unmitigated gall, the audacity to file a lawsuit. You're not admitting wrong. You're not saying I have you're playing the victim here. And I hate that And I don't like it when people do that. When they look, you did a bad thing. Admit you did a bad thing. Take your punishment and go sit down somewhere. As my parents used to say, go sit down somewhere. You don't need to be like, oh, I'm a victim because I have this issue. No, because what you're doing is you're proving their case. If you have this issue,
and you're self-diagnosing.
Right. You don't know. Well, I mean, he probably this guy's from money. He probably did get a
diagnosis.
And I mean, look, if you place 90,000 in bets, you probably do have a problem. I'm not going to say that. But what I will say is just because you have a problem mean that you get to play football. It's like a doctor who, likes to get high before he does surgeries. You may be a great doctor. But if you are a self-proclaimed addict, do you really need to be doing heart surgeries? I wouldn't want you operating on my heart.
Well,
I don't know what you did before you came. I wouldn't want you doing that. You leave a scalpel inside my chest. Now every time I walk into an airport, it's going off. We can't figure out.
I'm dying by 1,000 little cups.
Right. No, right. Right. I just, Miss Una, I think that's insane. I think, again, sometimes, and this is just me, but sometimes your parents just need to tell you no.
No, period.
No, I'm not going to file a lawsuit. No, you're not. You know what? You shouldn't have gambled. Deal with it.
Yeah, period.
But rather
they don't want them to, they don't want them to suffer.
You want to throw money at it, and it's like, bro, come on, man.
It's not going to happen.
I don't know. Whatever. Anyway, Miss Una, this has been fun. I love doing shows with you, as always. Tell these folks where they can find you.
I am on YouTube, The Universe. That's UNAVERCSE. I am on Facebook as Una Nicole, and I am on Instagram as Universe, UNAVERSE. And I'll see y'all next time.
And let me tell you something, man. I just love your content. You make me laugh. I love your content. You make me laugh. Like you had about. I went through your stuff today, and you had about 3 things that had me in stitches. But the main one was when you was like, "I gotta be," because my brain is like that was. You have to see it, but your delivery is just hilarious. And then what was that you said about the other one?
Did you see the Netflix one?
I think I don't know, but the geriatric, whatever.
It was like a geriatric GTA.
Yeah. Oh my God. You're hilarious.
That dream was so lucid. I literally was like halfway out of it and was like, what in the.
Yeah. I think your content's great. So guys, if you get a chance, check her out. If you don't, you're just missing it. I'm your host, T Wil. You can check me out at Gideon T Wil at Facebook, which is where this will probably be aired. You can check me out at For My ATL Movies 1 on YouTube if you're into ATL sports. If you're into ATL, if you're into movies and TV series, you can check me out at For My ATL Movies, both on YouTube as well. So hey, you guys have an amazing day. Thank you for joining us, and we will see you guys next week. Everybody. This movie was about. Lights, camera, action is going down. For my ATL movies, when we run this town with your host, T Wil, keeping it real. From the A to the screen, you can feel the thrill. Rolling with the classics, we're setting the pace. Highlighting the magic of our soulful space. Got the vibe, got the crew, making it tight. When the screen lights up, everything feels right. Grab your popcorn, let's make it loud. T Wil, it's movie time, ATL style. Stand proud. From the silver screen to the hearts we steal. T Wil, every frame we capture is a real deal. Talking premieres where the stars align. ATL views, they really shine. Behind the lens.